Hello, boils and ghouls. Welcome to Watchers Podcast with your hosts, Brad and Colson.
That's what I love about these high school girls, man. I get older, they stay the same age.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Are we square?
Four tails. Oh, Jesus, man, that's a culture.
And here we go.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. My name is Brad, here with Colson Oliver.
Hello.
And somebody go find that little Sesame Street vampire, because we're counting stuff down today.
That's right.
It's a top 10.
It's our Sunday Top 10.
Colson, do you like to laugh?
I do.
Good. Hopefully you've laughed at least 10 times in a movie.
I think that's a safe bet.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Because today we're counting down our top 10 comedies.
Okay.
How'd you like doing this list?
I found it easy.
Yeah?
When we came up with the idea, I was thinking this was going to be one of the harder lists that I've had to do.
Yeah.
I had it done in a few minutes. I was like, it couldn't have been this easy, so I went and did some research, like, what am I missing here?
Yeah.
I have a few extra ones that, I was like, okay, do I like this more or less, whatever. But I stuck with my original 10.
Yeah.
So I found my list very easy.
Nice.
How was your experience?
Not as easy as you.
Okay.
There was a few that I was like, oh man, like, I wish I could stick them somewhere.
Uh-huh.
There'll be some honorable mentions at the end.
Okay.
But once I got my 10, I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm set. And then I'm like, but what order do they go in? Like,
That's right.
That was the hardest part.
Yeah.
And I'll apologize to everybody because I was a little lazy. I wrote them all out and then put the numbers beside instead of putting them in order.
Okay.
So I might have to be like, let's see, where's number one?
Right. Work your way through it. We'll get through there.
Yeah. Start with your number 10.
Yeah. And we should say that comedy is so subjective.
Yeah.
I think comedy and horror are probably the two most, like, people will be like, this movie's so scary, and then you watch it and you're like, that was a fucking hunk of shit.
Yeah.
Didn't scare me at all. Comedy is the same. It's like, it was so funny. It's like, I didn't laugh at all.
Yeah, some people like Amy Schumer movies.
Exactly. Where, like, you look at a drama and things like that, an action movie, you could be nitpicky and be like, there wasn't that much action. It's an action movie.
Yeah.
Comedy, very subjective. Horror movies, very subjective. So it'll be interesting to see with these 10 how close we are. If I agree with you, if you agree with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And something we did in the past was if it's higher on the other person's list, we'll talk about it then.
Right.
I think we will skip that this time. If it's on your list, you talk about it, and then once the other person gets to it, they'll be like, yeah, here's a little bit more.
Okay.
Just to keep it interesting.
I like it.
Yeah, and it keeps it from spoiling the other person's list.
That has happened so many times where it was like, my number 10 is this one, and you're like, higher on my list, and your number 1 is spoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So my number 10, The Great Outdoors.
Higher on my list. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, John Candy, Dan Aykroyd, very funny movie.
Yeah.
I love it. It's one of the ones I definitely grew up on. I think most of these are somewhat that I have like that deep connection with. Like, fuck, I've loved this movie for 25 years. Yeah, this is a great movie.
I'm excited for your list because this one, I seen it forever ago.
Right.
I don't really remember it, but I know I liked it when I watched it. And I feel like you're going to have a lot of those on there.
Yeah. It's good. Yeah, your number 10.
My number 10 is Kevin Smith's Clerks 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Just edged out the first one, which is also a great movie. There's a scene involving a donkey show in this one that is hilarious. Like a full-on musical number.
Yeah.
Jay and Silent Bob are great in it. Just all around really funny movie.
Yeah. Okay.
9.
My number 9, Happy Gilmore.
Oh, okay.
The first of possibly a few sports movies on my list. Golf. I love golf.
Mm-hmm. We've golfed.
Yes, we have. A few times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny movie. Again, this came out in the mid-90s. Stuck with me. I don't know if you were this way, but like when you go golfing with your friends when you were a kid, you do the Happy Gilmore swing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's a thing. It's now a famous thing, you know, the few step and whack.
I almost put a window out of a fish hatchery trying that.
Hey, that would have been great. Yeah. That's when you drop the club and run.
Exactly.
Yeah, so number 9 for me, Happy Gilmore.
Spoiler, you have more Adam Sandler movies on your list than I have on mine.
That's not a surprise.
My number 9, Team America, World Police.
Okay.
I love this movie. I haven't seen it in a few years. I'm sure there's some things on there now that aren't correct.
Right.
Like this movie may not have been made today. The opening scene alone is hilarious, where you have the little marionette puppet, and it's so crude and stupid looking.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit, this is what it is? And then it zooms out to the marionette being used by another puppet.
Yeah.
Then it breaks into a huge action scene.
Yeah.
There's a line that I still quote today. It's like, have you ever seen a man eat his own head? It's like, no? Then I guess you haven't seen everything. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, great movie.
It's good.
You're number 8.
Number 8 for me, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
I thought you were going to say Fast and Furious.
Well, that is a funny one, but it didn't... wouldn't put it this low on my list. That's like a 2 or 3.
True.
Yeah, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Nice.
Sean Penn, Judge Reinhold.
Oh, yeah.
What's her name from Hateful Eight, which I just watched again recently. The
Oh, yeah.
whatever her name is.
I think of that.
I think it's a 3-part name, I think. But anyway, Phoebe Cates is in it.
Something Lee.
Yeah.
Jennifer Jason Lee?
That is it.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go. Great movie. Quotable. Definitely quotable. I use a lot of liners from this, and it's a yearly watch for me. I love it.
Nice.
You're number 8.
My number 8, Bad Grandpa.
Okay.
A whole movie based around a jackass skit, basically, where Johnny Knoxville wears old man makeup.
Yep.
And then does inappropriate things. This one, though, I think the kid is actually the funnier part of the movie.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
Very funny.
That whole scene where they enter the children's pageant and the kid does a stripper routine to the Cherry Pie song.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah.
Like, it's a great movie. It's just so funny.
It's got definite laugh out loud moments for sure. Yeah. As you'd expect.
And it's just so uncomfortable too.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
You're number 7.
My number 7, Office Space.
Oh, good one.
Mike Judge, creator of Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. I love this movie. I think it's just so funny. There's not much to say about there. Again, another very quotable. If you ever every time at work, I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to need you to go. You know, that type of slow talk. Like, yeah. I love that shit.
Have you seen my stapler?
Yeah.
Like, that's so funny.
My stapler. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. There's something about this movie that just, like, fully captures that, like, 9 to 5. Like, like, it's perfect.
Yeah.
I've tried working in office jobs, and I go insane. I can't do it.
Yeah, no.
Just because I'm so used to moving while I'm working.
Right.
And then just sitting in one spot all day. I went nuts. But yeah, this movie, it's equally hilarious and like torture watching it.
For sure. Yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah.
Your number 7.
My number 7 is one that I thought was going to be a lot higher on my list when I started making it.
Okay.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh, good one.
Yeah. I went to see this in the theaters. Didn't even watch a trailer or anything. Thought it was just going to be a generic romantic comedy. End up having some of my favorite lines in movies ever.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd is hilarious. Like, just all the stupid lines that he says. He's like, how old are you? He's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe 50?
Yeah.
And then he's like, fuck.
Is he a surf instructor or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
He's really funny. Jason Segel is awesome in it. At one point, they do a full, like, puppet show of, like, Dracula or something.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Kristen Bell's in it. Russell Brand, who is fine in this, and then I never have to see him in another movie ever
Okay,
again.
now, not to spoil, hopefully, well, assuming you just said that, I won't be spoiling it, but have you seen Get Him to the Greek?
Yeah.
Which is I guess it's a spin-off, sequel-y
Yeah,
type
it's a
thing?
spin-off. Yeah.
Okay. Did you not care for that?
I only seen it once,
Okay.
and I remember not liking it at the time.
Right.
I have to go back and watch it again.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
See, that movie has one of the biggest laughs from me. In like, I love both of them.
Yeah.
But that one had the biggest laugh for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Anyway, I was just curious.
I will say, anyone that owns Forgetting Sarah Marshall, go watch, like, the deleted scenes.
Yeah, okay.
There's a part where Russell Brand, he, like, describes how terrible it is being with Kristen Bell's character.
Okay.
It's, like, near the end of the movie where he's, like, sitting waiting for a bus. And he's explaining things that would be better than being with her. And one of them, he says, like, stretching his bag skin out and putting it on, like, a shower cap. Or, like, a swimming cap.
Oh, that's great.
Or, like, getting it stung with bees or something. I forget now,
Okay.
but it's so funny.
I own it. I'll go check that out.
Yeah.
That sounds funny.
I recommend that.
Okay. My number 6 is Slapshot. Have you seen this one?
No.
1977, I believe. It's a hockey movie. You know the Hansons, right? You've seen those guys?
Yeah,
The
like
guys with
Mbop?
No. Different Hansons.
Oh.
The original Hansons, the hockey players, they have the big glasses.
Yeah.
So that's what this is their, it's not their movie, but they're in this movie. It's about a team that's folding, and they're horrible, and they start fighting and playing really dirty, and it builds the energy back up, and we're being sold to Florida, and everything's going, the whole town's going crazy about this team. It's really, really funny.
Yeah.
Paul Newman is the main guy. Fantastic. Paul Newman has said, even like when in his final interviews, was like, yeah, Slapshot, my favorite movie I've ever done, most fun I've ever had. It's a great watch.
Cool.
So
I'll check that out.
Yeah. Your number 6.
My number 6, Role Models.
Okay.
Another Paul Rudd
Right.
movie. It's Paul Rudd and Sean William Scott. Excuse me. They end up having to be big brothers.
Yeah.
And it has the kid that was
McLovin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this other kid, I don't think he's been in much else. He did like a string of like PlayStation commercials or something.
Okay.
In 2000s, but he's a foul-mouthed child. Absolutely hilarious. Movie's great. There's a fun part near the end where they dress up in like Kiss
Right.
Kiss gear and go LARPing. Paul Rudd sings the song Beth by Kiss, and that's really funny. I don't know. It's just great. I'm kind of rambling, but it's good.
I haven't seen that since it first came out.
Yeah.
2008 or 9 or somewhere in there. Around that time is when I watched it anyway.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out again.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Okay. My number 5 is Dazed and Confused.
Ooh, good.
So we talked about this
forever ago.
Yeah, one of our first episodes, I think.
Yep.
This movie might be the movie I've watched more than any movie in history because I watched it going to sleep for years.
Right.
Literally, it's got one of the best soundtracks of all time if you like the music that it plays, which is 70s rock music.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah, literally every single day I put it in and I would watch 35 minutes of it, go to sleep. Then the next night I would start it from the 35-minute mark and go to 59 minutes or whatever. Did that on repeat. I'm not, I can't even exaggerate, literally probably 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So, 365 days watching it probably 2 or 3 times a week for 3 years straight.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That is.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
I honestly thought this was going to be your number 1.
Uh-huh.
Because I know how much you like this movie, so now I'm very curious.
Okay. It made the top 5.
Yeah.
You're number 5.
My number 5, we're going to keep that Paul Rudd train rolling.
Attaboy.
With I Love You, Man.
Oh, great movie.
Yeah, another one. Paul Rudd is getting married and realizes he has no friends to make up his wedding party.
Yeah.
So he...
Been there. It's like, wait, my wife can't be my best man as well as my bride?
Yeah, fun fact, we were in each other's wedding.
That's true.
Yeah, it's really funny. Paul Rudd is just such a dope. There's one part where Jason Segel ends up becoming his best friend, but
Right.
Jason's way cooler kind of guy than he is.
Yeah.
Jason Segel says something like, "Oh, like catch you later, home slice" or something,
Yeah.
and he's like, "See ya, Jobin." And he's like, "What?" He's like, "I don't know what I'm saying." It's so good.
Paul Rudd is so... This is my favorite Paul Rudd movie.
Me too.
He is so awkward.
He is.
Yeah.
Slapping the bass.
Slapping the bass. I
Yeah.
love it. They play Rush in the Rush fucking in his shitty garage.
Every time I hear the song Tom Sawyer,
Yeah.
I do the that they do.
And I will recommend, you said about forgetting Sarah Marshall watching the deleted scenes.
Yeah.
Go watch the gag reel for this because there's a scene, when they go, slight spoiler, when they go to the Rush concert.
Yep.
There's a scene where Jason Segel kisses Paul Rudd's earlobe, and Paul Rudd pulls away, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And you can see Paul Rudd's fiance, and she trying to keep it together, and just bursts out laughing. Like it is so funny to watch. 2 grown men, one of them kissing the earlobe of another. It's fucking fantastic.
That's great.
I love it.
I'll have to check that part out.
Yes, check it out.
I haven't seen that. You're number 4?
Number 4. My number 4, National Lampoon's Vacation.
Nice.
Again, it's got that John Hughes did the Great Outdoors as well. I don't know if he directed it, but he wrote it or something.
Yeah.
I love this movie.
It's really good.
It's, really good. The vacation, the trip to Wally World, driving halfway across the country. It's all their little stops that they make.
Just to find out it's not even open.
Exactly.
It's so good.
It's an exaggerated look on the family like maybe when you're on family vacation, one of these or 2 of these things would happen to you. They have essentially everything go wrong that could.
Yep.
It's fucking great. Very funny. And I love it.
Me too.
Good. You're number 4.
My number 4, probably one of the oldest The oldest movie on my list, for sure, yeah.
Okay.
Young Frankenstein.
I haven't seen this.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't seen, sort of rant here, but I haven't seen many Mel Brooks movies.
Okay.
I don't think I'm a big fan, and that's probably why, so
Yeah.
I'll let you continue. Sorry.
This one's really good. I had it down between this and Airplane. Airplane didn't make the list, but it almost did.
One of the honorable mentions.
Yes. I just like Young Frankenstein better. Gene Wilder is hilarious in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that plays Igor, his name just left me, but he's really funny too. He's that actor and his eyes are right bugged out and stuff. He's great. The whole being like Frankenstein's, I think it's grandson, and refused to be called Frankenstein. He's like, it's Frankenstein.
So,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah. Another one with a musical number. You got Frankenstein's monster tap dancing to the song Putting on the Ritz.
Okay.
It's just great.
Right.
I love it.
Marty Feldman.
Thank you.
There you go. Yeah, I'll have to check, because I own a few Mel Brooks movies. I've seen Spaceballs and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, there's a few there that I own, and I just have never got around to watching.
Yeah.
So I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. So now we're in the top three.
Top three.
I'm excited to hear what you have.
Okay, so my number 3 is The Burbs.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I forgot about The Burbs.
Kind of a dark comedy.
Yeah.
This is another one that I've seen a lot. I watched it over an entire summer one year when I was like probably 14. Watched it every day. It's great. You get Tom Hanks, you got Corey Feldman, Bruce Dern,
Yep.
Carrie Fisher, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, I love Bruce Dern in this movie.
He's so good.
So crazy.
And yeah, Corey Feldman and him together, Feldman playing the young kind of punk, neighbor, and Bruce Dern being the uptight, like, soldier army guy.
The scene where they go to visit the people and he's in the house like knocking on the walls and shit is so funny.
So good.
Yeah.
Pulls that piece of fucking wallpaper off and and then he tries to stick it back on. So funny.
Yeah.
One of my highlights at Universal Studios California was you get to go on the backlot tour, and this is it's the same houses as Desperate Housewives, the same block. So you kind of get to see where they shot and everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah, great movie, though. I love it. My uncle introduced it to me when I was like fucking 7, and I've loved it ever since.
Can't wait to show Kale this one.
That's right. Yeah, so you're number 3.
My number 3, Borat. The first time I watched this movie, I was just blown away. Mm-hmm. It's like, this is so insane.
Yeah.
And so good. Like, the stuff this guy can do and keep a straight face.
Oh, yeah.
And just, like, make everyone around him so uncomfortable is amazing.
There's so many scenes like that in this movie. It's, literally everybody that he goes up to, there's something that is making them like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And, it's great. Good pick.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Ali G show?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't watch it. I knew of it, but I never watched anything about or before the Borat, and I was like, this guy's fucking great.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Okay. My number 2, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh. This almost made my list too.
Okay.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, this is another John Hughes movie, or written by or whatever. Another John Candy movie. Steve Martin's in this one. If you don't know what this is, just go watch Due Date, and then assuming you hate Due Date, it's the good version of Due Date.
Yeah. In fact, skip watching Due Date.
I went to Due Date in the theater. I didn't watch it. It was back when I went to movies all the time. And I was like, 10 minutes in, I was like, this is fucking Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yep.
Like, it's the same thing.
Same.
And with way less funny stuff.
Yeah, it was Zach Galifianakis being Zach Galifianakis.
Exactly. Nobody can top John Candy. Is the
No. Or Steve Martin, for that matter.
Yeah, Steve Martin's great.
He's hilarious.
Very funny.
That guy does such a good job of getting annoyed and pissed off in movies.
Yeah, he does.
Like, it's so funny.
Yeah. It's a great watch. I watch it every Thanksgiving because it takes place at Thanksgiving time.
And there's barely any Thanksgiving movies.
That's right. So, yeah, that's my number 2.
Nice. My number 2 is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
I thought this is what you were saying whenever
Right.
you were starting to say your other one. Yeah, kind of the same thing. It's everything terrible that could happen at Christmas time happens to Clark Griswold. Mm-hmm. And you just see his slow descent into madness.
Yeah.
And it's perfect.
Great
It's probably...
movie.
I go back and forth between this and A Christmas Story all the time about my favorite Christmas movie.
Right.
But this is one of the best comedies. I could watch this year-round. It doesn't have to be a Christmas movie.
Very true. Yeah.
All right. So we've gone from 10 to 2. Here's your number 1.
Number 1, back to sports, back to golf. It's Caddyshack.
Oh, shit. I really thought it was going to be a Medea movie.
Yeah, that's right. I could make my own top 10 of those. I don't even know if there's 10. I fucking hate those movies.
There's like 100, I think.
Caddyshack.
Nice.
Again, you get Rodney Dangerfield, Chevy Chase. Hilarious movie. This is obviously my favorite comedy. I love it. Bill Murray might be even later. Bill Murray in Zombieland, they do him and Woody Harrelson have that. How do you do it? Like, you drop the lip more. It's really, really funny.
Yeah.
The little gopher, if you remember it, adorable. I would just watch this a few weeks ago. I went on Amazon to see if I could find like a puppet.
Oh, cool.
And I couldn't. I'm bummed out about that because I have like the gizmo from Gremlins.
Yep.
I want this thing. That gopher is adorable.
Yeah. My cousin had a gizmo back like from the 80s or
nice.
Whenever it was.
Yeah.
And you could shake it and it had one of those little those tubes that go like wow.
Yeah.
It had a tiny little one of those, so it'd be like it was really cool.
That's toys from the fucking 80s.
Yeah.
They ruled.
Yeah.
Caddyshack's my number 1.
Nice.
I'm excited to hear your number 1.
My number 1, another dark comedy. That's Shaun of the Dead.
Uh-huh.
I love this movie.
Yeah.
If I did a list of my favorite movies of all time, it's on there as well.
Okay.
Simon Pegg is great. Nick Frost is great. That whole scene where they're in the backyard trying to fight off that first zombie that they come in contact with.
Was it Mary? Or was it...
Is that her name?
The one that they push onto that pipe?
Yes.
I think it is Mary.
Push her onto the pipe because they think she's drunk at first. They're like, take a picture with her.
Yeah.
And then she falls through the pipe, stands up in the holes there, and he's just standing there winding the camera.
Yes.
It's just so subtle, but so good.
That is one of the best shots in film history because she gets off of that pipe and they film through the hole.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. Him winding that camera back up, that
so good.
Classic clicking noise, and then he swats it out. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Just for anyone that's listening, cameras used to not always be on telephones.
That's right.
A telephone is a smartphone. Yeah, and they're like throwing the records, and he's like, no, not that one. Like, that's a good one. Like, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any honorable mentions for you?
Well,
I know you said you had your 10, but
we didn't have any of the same. But I had "I Love You, Man" in my honorable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
I had The Breakfast Club.
Okay.
The Wedding Singer, another Sandler movie. It's my second favorite Sandler movie. A movie called Stakeout, which is Richard Dreyfuss and Emilio Estevez.
Okay.
I love it. And 16 Candles.
Oh, nice.
Another John Hughes movie.
Yeah. Seeing a theme.
Yeah. Very, very much so. What about you? Do you... what are yours?
I had the Jackass movies.
Uh-huh.
I just didn't know where to put them.
Right.
Because they're hilarious, but I didn't know how to put them on the list.
Yeah.
I didn't know where to put it. I laughed start to finish through all of them.
Yeah.
So it would have been like 1 to 4 in
Right.
there somewhere. Another one is another Mike Judge movie, Extract.
I love Extract.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Mila Kunis, Jason
Bateman.
Just finished watching Ozark. You think I'd remember that? And the guy,
Oh boy.
he's J. Jonah Jameson in everything. Whiplash, mustache, bald head.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What a terrible way to end an episode.
God damn it.
J.K. Simmons.
There you go, Simmons. I knew it was initials, but
J. Jonah Jameson and J.K. Simmons in my head are too close.
yeah.
So whenever I hear one of them, I can't think of the other.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's another
Extract's great.
hilarious movie.
Yeah.
So that'll do it for this episode. Thank you all for listening. Let us know your favorite comedies. Give us a top 10, top 5, number 1. Fuck, give us 100 if you want to.
Yep.
We like hearing your guys' answers. So yeah, we will be back next week with something a little bit different, but don't forget to subscribe so you hear all of our shows. Bye.